new set of front tyres, I think. It may be a complete set, but I think it might be fronts. He's got to find some time to push on. Interestingly, the Vauxhalls don't seem to be as competitive here. James Nash, Andrew Jordan, both sort of further down than you would expect. I'm not saying they won't pop up in the thing, but they haven't really been as far up the order in any of the sessions so far as I would have expected.
No, that's a very good point. But also interestingly, looking at the speed trap figures, had a quick look after the first free practice session. The Fords generally were looking strong, and that's both sets of Fords, both the Team Aon and the Airways car, looking very good speed trap figures.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Mountune engines, turbocharged btcc engines, of course, but that car isn't a particularly aerodynamic car. We know hatchbacks aren't the quickest through the air, so it shows they've got some good power out of that Ford engine.
Yeah, working extremely well, and as we said, Andy Neate currently a very strong third, fastest. Tom Chilton still building up the tyre temperature and then presumably about to go on a hard attacking lap now as he comes out of Lodge. This will bring him, no, he's actually going to come back in. Maybe he's going to do a switch of tyres at this point. So he's going to swap tyres around and then go for it. Meanwhile, behind him, Rob Collard. Let's just see, he's currently 9th fastest, so no improvement on that last lap for Rob Collard. Out of Old Hall he comes. Meanwhile, this is Liam Griffin. We saw him off earlier at Cascades, but no damage was done. He managed to sort himself out. He's coming up across the line, currently down in 17th. Let's see if there's any change. Yep, that's an improvement. He goes up to 15th. So good effort. Got some personal best times there. Liam Griffin up to 15th place.
Yeah, that running wide there just on the exit of the first corner actually doesn't really slow you down. It's better to run wide there than lift off mid-corner. So it doesn't really lose. There's quite good traction on the exit there, so a lot of the drivers choosing to do that.
Nick Foster just getting lights on the BMW, so that might mean he's about to go on to a quick lap. He's chased by Matt Jackson, who's further down than I would have expected at the moment. He's down in 11th place, and Jackson, of course, has been very, very consistent so far this season. Is that an improvement? No, 11th at the moment, going on to perhaps an improving lap this time around, but definitely needs to get the Airways Ford up the order a touch.
Yeah, of course, Matt Jackson is second in the championship at the moment, so he is carrying 36 kilos of weight, but obviously you've got Matt Neal up in second place carrying 45, so although it is definitely a hindrance, we would perhaps expect Matt Jackson to be higher up than that. I'd certainly expect him to be in the top sort of 8 cars anyway.
Yeah, so McDowell, by the way, has just done a very good first sector, so he'll be one to watch in the other of the Silverline Chevrolet crews. But Matt Jackson just continuing around on his lap at the moment, down towards the chicane. Now, keep an eye on the Chevy in the background there. In the background, that's Alex McDowell. He's on a pretty good lap. The question is whether it's going to be good enough to move up from where he is, which is 6th. Out of Lodge corner. Oh, he was very wide. Virtually all 4 wheels over onto the extra bit on the outside of Lodge corner. Let's see whether this has improved his time. No, I think he lost just a little bit on that last corner, in fact. And he's lost it, sliding all the way out of Old Hall. Gets it back together, but that's not going to help any.
No, just it's so easy on this lap to get everything right and then lose it all at the last corner, because Lodge is the type of corner that just drags you in to brake later and later and later, and he obviously braked a little bit too late there, trying to maximise his lap, ran a bit wide on the exit, and then tried to push too hard on perhaps dirty tyres into the first corner.
Yeah, so that's 2 laps effectively messed up now, because as you say, the last corner was messed up, and then the start of a new lap was also messed up. So McDowell trying hard, there's no denying that. The youngster who was on for a victory here last year, but had a technical problem with the car, which was a real disappointment, because that would have been his first ever win, of course, in British touring cars. So he's out for a bit of revenge there, I think, if he can get it, but at the moment he's 6th, potentially 6th on the grid tomorrow. Right now, though, it's the Hondas dominating qualifying here with Gordon Shedden and Matt Neal 1 and 2, with Andy Neate still that outstanding effort in the Ford, sitting 3rd, unbeaten by the likes of Plato, Chilton, McDowell. O'Neill is 7th in his Chevrolet, then Boardman, Collard, Newsham, Griffin up to 11th, so there was another improvement from Liam Griffin. That's good, and he's actually further ahead than his teammate Jackson, although Jackson is carrying lots of ballast. That is still a very impressive run from this guy.
It's a very impressive run, and he's really starting to take to these front-wheel drive touring cars. I mean, remember, he was racing Porsches last year, and Liam really is a relative novice when it comes to racing. He hasn't got that much experience, and these are not the easiest cars to get on top of, so great job so far.
So 12 and a half minutes remaining in this qualifying session for the first of the 3 races to be held here tomorrow, of course. Once they get into the races, then their starting order is determined by the race finishes, with a reverse grid in the 3rd race of the day as ever. Gordon Shedden hasn't gone back out just yet, still the 2 Honda Racing entries sitting in the pits at the moment. Jackson has improved, so that's he's gone ahead of his teammate now. At least he's up to 10th place.
Yeah, he is, with Dave Newsham, who in that set layout sitting between the 2 of them in 11th.
Chilton on a slightly better lap than he was here, Tim, so we might see a fractional improvement. He's currently in 5th. Let's just see if that changes. No change there. A 10th of a second slower than his previous best, and he stays in 5th.
Yeah, they're chucking the car around in typical Tom Chilton fashion into that first corner. You can see him really chuck the car in, a little bit of a slide from the back. It's a good technique if you get back on the power instantly, because the car has altered its angle of attack to the corner, but it's quite an aggressive way of driving.
There's James Nash, as we mentioned, not done quite so well here today at the moment. The guy who led the championship after Donington, the youngster, but looking to try and drag himself up the grid a little bit here. Currently down in 15th position. As you can see, Shedden, Neal and Neat at the times to try and beat as he comes through Lodge Corner this time. He's had a couple of personal bests, so he has improved his time. That looked good out of Lodge. He kept his momentum going, and as he comes up across the line, he does improve up to 8, so quite a big jump up the order there for James. Oh, gets a bit sideways. Nice control, and Nash definitely making some progress up into 8th position.
Yeah, and of course, James, don't forget, he is still in 3rd place, so he's still carrying 27 kilos of ballast into this qualifying session and first race.
Yeah, so sort of allow for that. Now there's Tom Ballman, who got his first podium last time out at Crutchton. What a great result that was for him and for the family-run team. Got the new tyres on the back, as you can see. You can still see the label, the little stickers on.
Yeah, he had new tyres on the front as well, so this is the